Call to order, Bedford Township Planning Commission, regular meeting, January 8th, 2020. Please stand for the pledge if you can. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Karen, can you take the roll call since our secretary?
Sure. Mr. Jenkins?
Here.
Mr. Helm?
Here.
Ms. Tinnenberry? Here. Mr. Fritz?
Here.
Mr. Garvick?
Here.
Mr. Anger?
Here.
Mr. Mahoney is excused.
Thank you, Karen. First, we have on the agenda to election of the Planning Commission officers for 2020. Karen, can you kind of give us the rundown of that?
Okay, we have to elect 4 positions. In order to serve on the Board of Zoning Appeals, you have to have served on the Planning Commission for 2 years, and it cannot be the Township Board representative that serves. We would first make the nomination for the chair, then we would move to the vice chair, and then to the secretary. And then after that, we would make a recommendation to the Township Board for a representative to the BZA, and the Township Board would then have to approve that and appoint them.
Do we do them all at once, or do we do them individually?
Individually?
Okay. We can start with chair. I will entertain a nomination for chair.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Matt Anger as chairman for the year.
Second.
I have support and second. Can you take a roll call for that?
Yes, we do. Mr. Jenkins?
Aye.
Mr. Garvick?
Yeah, aye.
Mr. Helm?
Aye.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Ms. Tinnenberry?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
I accept.
I forgot to ask to be accepted before we did the roll call.
All right, I guess I get to keep the gavel then.
Yes, you do.
Next, we'll move on to vice chair. At this time, I will entertain a nomination for vice chair.
I make a nomination for Dennis Jenkins.
Second.
I probably should not accept.
Okay.
Why are you planning something? You're building
I
something?
got plans made for me.
Am I allowed to make a nomination?
Mhm.
I would like to nominate Mr. Fritz.
I second.
I accept.
Mr. Anger?
Yes.
Ms. Tinnenberry?
Yes.
Mr. Garvick?
Yes.
Mr. Helm?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, next we'll move on to secretary. At this time, I'll entertain a nomination for secretary.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Joe Garvick as secretary.
I support.
Do you accept?
Yeah.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes.
Mr. Helm?
Yes.
Ms. Tinnenberry?
Yes.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Garvick?
Yes. I accept.
It's your show now.
You get to take the roll call. You start with the person who makes the,
What's that?
you start with the person who makes the nomination, and then you go to the person who seconded, and then end with the chair.
Who seconded?
Well, for the future
You're
ones.
done, but from now
Oh.
on,
Yeah.
then motion, second the motion, chair goes last.
Okay.
Next, we go for the BZA representative. At this time, I'll entertain a nomination for that.
Dennis Jenkins.
I have a nomination. I support.
And please keep in mind, this is a recommendation to the Township Board.
Support.
Support.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Matt did.
I support the nomination for recommendation to the BZA of Dennis Jenkins.
Okay. You could call the roll.
And then if you could just call the roll, Mr. Garvick?
And do it in the order, but
You start since you made the nomination.
You made, yeah, you.
And then me.
Garvick?
Garvick, yes. Mr. Anger?
Yes.
Mr. Tinnenberry? Mrs. Tinnenberry?
He's out there. Yes.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Helm? Yes. Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
All right, we have our, is that all the elections for this then?
That is completed now.
All right. Next, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. If there's nothing else to add, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda as it stands.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Next, we move on to the approval of the minutes of the November 20th, 2019 meeting. I will entertain a motion for anyone that was here for that.
Move it, we approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None. Next, we move on to public comment. This is for anyone in the public that would like to come up and speak on anything that's not part of the public hearing. Seeing that we have none, we will move on to new business. Open to the public hearing regarding the request from CLR Holding LLC to rezone from C1 local business to C3 general commercial parcel number 5802-034-02000, location of Temperance Animal Hospital, and a portion of parcel number 5802-034-01800, located on the south side of Stearns Road on the west side of Lewis Avenue, Temperance, Michigan. Karen, can you give us some background?
Certainly, again, the applicant is CLR Holding LLC. The owner is the same. The subject address is 7351 and 7357 Lewis Avenue. The current zoning is C1 and the requested zoning is C3. Master plan designates as mixed use. On December 3, 2019, the Township Board gave direction to the Planning Department to move forward with the subject rezoning request. Parcel number 5802-034-02000, located on the southwest corner of Lewis Avenue and Stearns Road, is C1 local business zone, consists of approximately .83 acre, and is the site of the existing Temperance Animal Hospital. Parcel number 5802-034-01800 is C1 local business zone, consists of approximately .85 acre, and is located to the south of the Temperance Animal Hospital with frontage on Lewis Avenue and is currently vacant. The parcel with an existing structure to the west of the existing hospital is C3 general business zoned. The application submitted is to rezone parcel number 5802-034-02000, which is the location of the existing Temperance Animal Hospital, and a portion of parcel number 5802-034-01800, a vacant parcel to the south of the hospital. A veterinarian clinic requires a C3 zoning district where the existing site is C1 zone, thus a non-conforming use. It should be noted that it is not typical to provide the use that has been expressed or intended by the applicant for a site when considering a rezoning request, as the use could change, and the Planning Commission and Township Board shall base the rezoning request on all uses that would be permitted within the zoning district and not solely on a proposed use. However, in this instance, a conceptual plan for the entire site has been presented and discussed with the Planning Department, and the plan for a well-established hospital is to construct a new hospital structure on the already C3 zone parcel to the west of the existing hospital and create the parking area on the parcel where the hospital is currently located. As well, for additional parking and to accommodate a larger structure, the portion of the parcel 5802-034-01800, which is to the south, for rezoning, approximately .483 acre, will be split from the existing vacant parcel and attached to the parcels identified, and then on your closed map, we identified them as circled 1 and circled 2 to create one parcel that would accommodate Temperance Animal Hospital. While the remainder of the split parcel could stand alone, which is the portion that is has frontage on Lewis Avenue, the intent is to attach the remaining portion to the parcel to the south to create one parcel, which is the parcel that currently has the multi-unit structure. It should be noted, for ease in splitting and combining purposes, all subject parcels are under the same ownership. A land division application and the legal descriptions have been submitted to the assessing department in preparation for the land divisions and combinations should the rezoning be granted. The master plan designates this area as mixed use, which encourages the mix of residential, office, and commercial uses outside of the village centers. The property to the west is C3 general business zoned and R2B single family residential. To the south, C1 local business. To the north, C2 shopping center. And to the east, C3 general business. The Planning Department requested a review of the rezoning request. Lucy Fortin from the Mannequin Smith Group and planner for Bedford Township, prepared an overall review of the subject area and issued a recommendation that the Planning Commission make a recommendation to the Township Board to approve the rezoning request as, 1, is consistent with the Township Master Plan goals and policies as well as the mixed-use future land use designation. The subject pieces are adjacent to an existing C3 zone parcel fronting Stearns. Should the rezoning be approved, the applicant will be required to combine the C3 portions and the C1 portions. It is supported by adequate utility and road infrastructure. The stated use, a reconstructed veterinary hospital clinic, clearly points to a plan for the property as opposed to a desire to increase the property's marketability, and redevelopment in the C3 zoning district will need to comply with the site and development standards of the Township zoning ordinance, which include adherence to the site and architectural design manual and protective screening from residential uses. Should the Planning Commission make a recommendation to the Township Board to rezone the subject properties, the reasons stated above should be included in any motion to approve.
Thank you, Karen. Do we have a representative for Temperance Animal Hospital? Hey, if you could just state your name and address for the record.
Dr. Chris Ravery, 10408 Cemetery Road, Erie, Michigan, 48133.
Thank you. Is there anything you'd like to add to what Karen prepared?
Mainly just that we are trying to better our corner. About 10 years ago, we actually were before the board then to do a new building. Had tried to rezone our C1 property to C3, but at the time Walmart was trying to move in, and we were advised to wait on that. We had, because of economics, decided to waylay the building at that time in 2008 when the economy kind of tanked. We now are back in a good situation. The economy is doing better. Our building is 50 some odd years old, has been added on to 4 times, very inefficient. We would like to move to the zoning area that is zoned for C3, but also would like to just combine the 3 parcels, into the same zonings to have one tax, one address, one consistent use, so that it can never be sold as 3 different parcels. It's Temperance Animal Hospital, and will be that way till infinitum, hopefully.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions or comments?
I think it's a good move, putting it all together so it can't be split, and she's already got the zoning for the back, and you're planning on tearing that down, that'll be parking in front, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I think doesn't affect anybody around there, and you own the other building too, Christine?
Yes, the
Yeah.
4-unit
Yeah.
commercial, I own that also.
Yeah, so,
And how the veterinary business works is when you own a veterinary hospital, you also own the land, so that way no one can boot you out of your veterinary hospital. So it will always be owned by whoever owns the clinic, because I also own Temperance Animal Hospital.
I like the idea of rezoning it for the township as well, so that way we can't have it be split into non-conforming parcels. And then I like the fact that you don't have to move, because I know where Temperance Animal Hospital is, and I had an emergency and I brought it right to you guys, and
Yeah, that was the other question I had for several people was, can I still keep my same address, please? I don't want to change my address.
And yes, she can, once the properties are combined, because she will still maintain that where the current hospital is located, it will become part of the larger parcel. So yes, she can maintain it. Mr. Chair, if I may,
yes.
we may want to close the public hearing.
I will entertain a motion at this time to close the public hearing.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None.
Thank you.
I almost forgot we were in a public hearing.
I'd have a long history with this piece of property, going back many, many years. I think the location is excellent. So I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval of the rezoning of parcel number 5802-034-020-00 and a portion of 58-02-034-018-00 to C3 General Commercial, for the reasons stated in the planner's analysis. I'm not going to read all that.
No, that's fine.
So, that's it.
Support. I have a motion, I have support. Mr. Garvick, can you take the roll, please?
Dennis Jenkins,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mrs. Tinnever,
Yes.
Mr. Helm? Yes. Mr. Garvick, yes, and Mr. Anger?
Yes. Motion approved. All right. Next on the agenda is a public comment. This is for anybody in the audience who would like to speak. Seeing that we have none, I will move on to new information. Karen?
We have nothing at this time.
All right. Any commission or staff comment? Mr. Jenkins?
Nothing.
I'd like to welcome Brad Helm and Mr. Mahoney. It's excused tonight.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Welcome.
Thank you.
With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Meeting adjourned.